In color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Tonight, at the mansion on the hill, a party is in progress, honoring Stephen Cord on his birthday. Unfortunately, Stephen is late. He has spent the last few hours trying to control his anger against the man who is honoring him. Mott and Peyton.
Toast to my grandson.
Happy birthday.
It's a marvelous party.
My friends, I have a present for my grandson. Edward, now. This can only be a pale copy of the original, Stephen. But I hope you'll accept it in the spirit in which it is given.
Ladies and gentlemen, I find it very difficult to thank my grandfather appropriately for his generosity.
Oh, I'm not being generous, Stephen. I'm simply trying very hard to recognize a fact of my life, a fact in your life, in the life of our community. Your wife, Stephen, is now the mistress of the Peyton household, the new life we all find so exciting. This compassionate, gracious young lady deserves to look down upon all of us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this truly remarkable evening. But all of you should know that this particular evening is only the climax to a series of surprises. I received a birthday present, an earlier birthday present, for the man who thinks he has everything, from a giver who chooses to remain anonymous. This document arrived at my office yesterday morning. Special delivery. Now, whoever sent it was very anxious for me to receive it before the party, so that I could receive my other surprise present properly, in the spirit in which it was given. These pages are slander. They are vile slander. Now, only an enemy could have sent them. Only a coward could have done his dirty work anonymously. This trumped-up piece of garbage, supposedly a report on my wife, was intended to destroy me and wreck my political ambitions and any chance I might ever have for personal happiness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't work. I took these vile insinuations against my wife's good name for exactly what they were. The oldest dirty trick in the political book. I looked into these allegations against my wife, and they are lies, rotten lies. They prove nothing, except the lengths to which this enemy will go to destroy me. Judge Chester, with all gratitude, I feel I must give you back your interim appointment as district attorney.
But, Stephen...
You understand my reasons?
You wish to spare your wife any embarrassment, of course. But this letter, or whatever it is, need never be made public.
I want it to be made public. This is a blatant effort at personal and political blackmail. The voters of this county have every right to know about it. The right to know why I withdrew. I want it made a matter of public knowledge and concern. I want everyone to know what I think of this piece of garbage. Take it and print it.
May I come in?
Stephen loves you, remember that? Everything's going to work out just fine, remember?
I said it. They were my words. May I come in, please?
Sure.
I just thought I'd tell you what's going on downstairs. In case you have visions of that report being read aloud to all the assembled dignitaries. Well, that's why you ran out, isn't it?
Was I supposed to stay and listen?
No. I just want you to know the party's over. The guests are going home. Nobody knows the gory details.
Yet.
Yeah.
What's your advice, Mr. Fix-It? What should I do now? Go down and bid them all good night, stand at my husband's side, smiling bravely?
No.
What then?
Betty, say the word. Just say the word, and I'll get that report away from Elliot. I'll burn it.
How would that help?
Well, it'll help me. Make me feel better.
Oh, there are other copies. Oh, Rod, I've been so frightened ever since I married Stephen. Terrified that he might find out about that Blaine report. It's gone over and over in my mind what he might do.
I've got to admit it. Stephen's got a talent.
I wanted to be Mrs. Stephen Cord and live in the Peyton house, even though I didn't love Stephen when I married him. When the chance came for us to move in, I said, let's do it. You're entitled to live here. But the truth was, I wanted to live here. Well, it seems as though the Peyton house doesn't want me anymore.
Except it wasn't the house that hurt you, Betty. It was Stephen.
Do you think Stephen meant to hurt me?
I don't know.
Don't know or won't say.
Let me put it this way. Maybe I have feelings about what happened to us, our marriage. Maybe I should have tried a little harder to keep us together. Okay, so I muffed that one up.
And so you're doing everything you can to keep the Stephen Cords together. Be honest with me.
I can understand a man losing his head, hauling off, taking a swing at his wife. It happens. But to pull out a paper that deliberately calls her a lie, to make a speech about it, and then turn it over to a newspaper to be published, well, that's as ugly a stunt as I've ever known a man to pull. Is that honest enough for you, Betty?
No.
What more do you want?
The rest of it. Does Stephen ever lose his head?
How can he? You don't lose a computer. Oh, I admit he comes by it honestly, inherited from his grandfather. And one of these days, they will square off, and then you're going to see a real science fiction war. 2 computers firing missiles at each other.
I don't care about Martin Peyton. I care about my husband. And when he came back from New York, did he sit in his office for hours thinking how he could hurt me? And is this what he came up with? Rod, answer me.
Answer yourself.
He did, yes. There's no other answer.
Well, then leave him. That's right, leave him. Because you haven't got a marriage. Pack your things and get out.